Coming up, are you thinking about potentially selling your app business? Well, you're about to discover the top 3 things that you need to set up to sell your business for its maximum value. Stay tuned. What is up, App Nation? It is Steve P. Young, founder of appmasters.com, the place you go when you want action-packed content in the app business. We are the app marketing agency that's really going to help you growth hack your downloads from 0 to 100,000. If you're already at that mark, well, we're going to help you with conversion rate optimization as well. In this video, we've got Eric Owens, who is the owner and co-founder of appbusinessbrokers.com. He's been brokering the sale of internet business for the past 14 years and mobile apps in the past 6 years. He sold businesses for the big names of the app space, such as Chad Moretta, Carter Thomas, and a couple of my friends, Moyo Okome and Fritz Charles as well. His numbers are astronomical. He has sold over $40 million of businesses for over 117 clients. I'm sure that number is growing as well. So if you want to learn more about him, go check out appbusinessbrokers.com. Without further ado, let's get into Eric's video. All right, so let's get into the top 3 things to set up your mobile app business to sell for maximum value. So hit me, Eric. I'm ready.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, these days, the app market's been interesting. Our time involved in it, where when we first got involved, like the apps that did well were some gimmicky stuff. Back then, definitely it was way easier to do like the reskin mode, kind of like even crappy apps could do well and produce revenue. I think nowadays it's way more competitive. So on the buyer side these days, we're seeing buyers more interested in buying stuff where it's a higher quality app and they'll pay a premium price for that. As long as it's still, if it's growing and it's, like I said, some premium, higher quality app, they'd rather acquire that, just one single app, than a whole portfolio of other apps. That even if the portfolio of crappy apps made more money, they'd prefer the more high quality single app purchase type scenario, or a small portfolio of apps.
I see.
The days of doing like the 100, 200 apps that do revenue. Buyers look at that now and just kind of go like, man, I got to like maintain those apps and do updates. And even if it's not expensive, it's like requires their mental bandwidth to manage it and go through and do that. So that's been one new interesting trend. Other thing too has been nowadays, we're actually taking on a few new listings for subscription apps, where if you're in a niche where it can justify doing a subscription model, there's huge demand on the buyer side for that. I mean, definitely. If I had to encourage someone starting out on a way to go, be like, go research niches where you could do subscription apps and focus on that.
It's funny. I just did sorry, Eric, not to interrupt, but like I just did a video where there was a celebrity voice changer app that was making like $2 million according to, the sources that I have, but $2 million a month. And I was like, holy cow. And people like really liked the video. All they did was like audit the video. I was like, here's what the video does. It makes $2 million, or here's what the app does. And I found a couple of different niches that are making pretty decent money, like $100,000 a month with subscriptions. Cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I know like the photo video stuff has been popular, like that probably ever since people started doing subscription apps. But yeah, there's all sorts of niches I think that people haven't done it in yet that, consumers would pay for. So that's all that really matters.
Is it as simple as getting some of the assets ready to go? I sold a couple of different apps like through different marketplaces for just a few $1,000s, but it's like you got to have all the stuff ready. So it's almost like, hey, if you're thinking about ever selling, like make sure you've sort of have a big folder with all the assets, like all the marketing things that you've done, and just have that ready to go because it's something that the buyers will want.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen that more and more. Definitely buyers have got more sophisticated than they were years ago. Like we take people through a checklist of stuff to put together. And one of the things is definitely having all your assets there and ready to go, so that when it does actually sell, it's all set up ahead of time, makes things go much smoother and easier. One interesting thing with apps, another thing we encourage people to do is like definitely have your financials and analytics all good to go. These days too, definitely the trend has been buyers not just looking at revenue, but also looking at user retention and things like that, where in the past, people may have been more focused on daily downloads and what that traffic looked like. where now the people that are doing the larger deals, multi-million-dollar deals, definitely are focused on user acquisition and user retention and what the revenue and how the revenue matches up to that. So.
I like that. Are buyers looking in particular for, do they have a preference between like, hey, this is my paid acquisition channel, I've dominated Facebook ads, I spend $1 here, I make $2 on subscription, or are they more keen on like organic growth, like, hey, I rank a lot, well, I don't spend any money on marketing and here's how much I'm making?
Yeah, there's definitely a mix. I think it seems like the ones that are larger deals, it seems like you tend to almost need to do some user acquisition stuff to get the revenue up to those levels that kind of justify the higher price tag, at least from what we've seen. Maybe there's some people that can do it purely with ASO, but on the smaller end, I think you're almost better off doing that, like focus on the ASO stuff first. And then, you've got it going, you've got revenue. And then too, when you have that revenue, you can invest more back into it. On the user acquisition side of things.
All right, guys, that was just a snippet of the video that you would get if you had signed up for the App Masters Virtual Summit. But if you're watching this after we have closed the App Masters Virtual Summit, make sure you go to appmasters.com/summit still to check out the summit, because we're gonna do something special coming up Monday. And if you're watching this way past November and way past 2018, well, go check out appmastersacademy.com to access the archive of these amazing interviews that we've done through the App Masters Virtual Summit. So make sure you're on that email newsletter, because you're gonna discover when we have upcoming virtual summits. We're planning to do 4 in 2019. I love doing them because I've learned so much through the virtual summit. All these videos are on appmastersacademy.com. All right, make sure you hit subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye. If you want to check out the video where I audit an app that's making over $2 million a month, check out the top video right there. And if you want to check out some of our most popular videos about growth hacking app downloads, well, check out the bottom video right there. Peace.